Hey guys, it's Chris. Showing you what I'm up to today. So far, I screened some soil, which I don't have to show you how to do that. You guys already know how to do that. That's what I did today. Plus, I already used a little bit of my cup because I started doing the video, and then I forgot I didn't put the video card back in. So, sorry about that, guys. All I'm doing, taking some dirt, filling the cups halfway up, so they're ready for seed. Yeah, today I'm planting strawberries. These cups here I'm only using to start it. Once they, some of these seeds are going to grow, some aren't. Sometimes you'll only get a few out of a pack. Sometimes you'll get a whole pack. Sometimes you might lose 10. So this is the best way. This way, once they sprout up, separate them, and you can plant them individually. And I got so much stuff to plant. And the next year I'll be planting even more. Cologne this year. So we're gonna have so many plants. That's a nice thing. Once you buy a pack or two of seeds, you take them out. It's the last time you gotta buy seeds, because you can get seeds two ways. You can do normal, just keep the seeds yourself, and you replant them the following year, or you can do what I do, which is free, pretty much. Well, the only thing you really gotta have is stuff called cloning gel and water. It's a hormone that makes it root start. So when you take the clip, the clone, which is just clipping, and you put the cloning gel or powder on it, and then you stick it in water, and you let it root, and then you put it in the dirt. So, and you can also do other ways of cloning. I just found out that you can take a cloning pad or a piece of banana, and where you're going to clone it, you just kind of like fold it a little bit, stick it in the banana, and the roots will pull the potassium stuff out of it and clone. Like I said, it's time consuming, yes, a lot of work, but I mean, it's so fun and so easy. I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, well, for the stroke, I had a 70 IQ, and I know it's not any better. So, like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Plus, my reading, writing, math, shit like that, I suck at. Didn't really learn how to read and do math until after I got out of school. I mean, I learned some basic stuff in school, but nothing really. I was in special ed and it was a whole screwed up thing. School was all crooked, drug dealers getting paid off, paying the principals off, and all kinds of screwed up shit. Science teacher doing drugs and selling drugs to the students, and yeah, it was what it was. My school had a good reputation because a lot of rich kids went there. So rich kids got privileges and didn't get into trouble, make them look good. His mommy and daddy's a millionaire. Fuck those people. I mean, I got nothing against rich people. I don't care how much money you have, but those particular ones were just pieces of shit. If you didn't have money, you were no good. Like my whole bus used to pick on me because my house didn't look nice because we had, it's from the 1800s. It had the original siding on it, which was all, broken up and shit. But we couldn't take the siding off the house because it was asbestos. So The inside was nice. The outside just looked like shit. But by law, nothing we could do about it because we'd have to have a special crew come in, cost thousands and thousands of dollars that we could never afford. So I used to get, kids wouldn't mess with me after I jumped back on the bus, but that's what I had to do to shut them up. That's why I hated that school. Didn't learn nothing because, do it this way, this way, this way, or you fail. Didn't work that way. You couldn't break it down to where I could learn. I had no, I didn't care. Like history. George Washington, I had no clue. I have no clue. Don't want to. I'm not in history. So that part, stuff like that is where they were trying to force me to learn that I had no use for. And I'd rather be out, learning the stuff that I'm going to use in schools. Just couldn't get that. And plus, I didn't have the money to make them, see that I was worth something. So, like I said, I had a lot of trouble getting to this point where I can do this stuff. Like I said, I can do it. Anybody can do it. It's really easy, as you can see. I'm doing the hard work for you guys. I'm doing all the research, so you guys know where to start off to do your own research. You can see outcomes of using, this and that. Like I said, I don't want anybody to ever think what I say is like word of God. It's not. We all need to, share different experiences so we can learn from each other. And it's, that's the way it should be. Most people don't see it that way, oh, I know more than you, you're stupid, blah, blah, blah. I heard that shit all my life. It's not like that. Everybody just needs to do what they can. And just try to make shit better. Like our food's all poisoned. So now it's, we have to start growing our own. Prices for food that's killing us is outrageous. And the messed up thing is, a lot of the pre-made foods, the additives and poisons and stuff they add in it is illegal in Europe and most of the world, but here, and probably third world countries. Because third world countries, they're not too strict on stuff. So, nothing against third world countries, that's just the way they are, that's fine. But, now it's just our responsibility to start, changing this crap. Just doing stuff like this, helps out a lot of people. Helps you out. Your food bill's going to be so much cheaper. You're going to feel better because the food's better. So, like I said, everybody should, do whatever they can to, even if you only have, your apartment, maybe you got a balcony, grow off that, grow some stuff inside. There's a lot of different ways of doing stuff, and you don't have to, go and spend millions of dollars on building a grow setup. You can get, pre-made ones pretty cheap for like $100 or $200, depending on how much of the area you need. And then I have a little too much seed in my hand here. I'll put the rest of the seeds in here. and I used to throw about that many seeds at once. Can't see them now. Trying to show you the cup without losing the seeds. I doubt you're going to see them, but this is probably a good 20 of them in there. I'm just putting the seeds over here out of the way so I don't lose them. Yeah, I can't wait for the strawberries to pop up. These are, they say white strawberry in the packages, but they're called Alpine strawberries, originally from Japan. Over there, they're a delicacy. They're extremely expensive. Even here, it's like, I'm not even sure. I haven't been able to find anybody to buy them. It sells them here in the U.S. So I don't know what they're worth here. But I'm probably just going to charge probably like $7 for them. I figure that's fair. I mean, that's like the high price of strawberries, pretty much, around in New York at least. I'm in Dutchess County, so I don't know how much it is in other spots, but so I figure if you can get all this garbage stuff from the store for $7, that's the highest, and that's for red strawberries. Like I said, the white ones I can't find anybody to sell them. So I figure that's what I'm saying. If the red shit ones are going for $7 at the highest, I figure it's fair for something rare like white strawberries to so since it's a rare strawberry, I figure it's fair to charge $7 for a pint. And then regular red strawberries I'll probably sell for like $4. That's about the going rate on the low side. So, and blue strawberries, I gotta still look at more on that stuff. That one's hard to find info on. Some people saying they're a scam, other sites are saying they are. So until they actually I grow them, they actually pop up, I won't know. But there are black ones, or yellow ones. I think I have yellow. They're all different colors. I think there's like 15 different colors. Each one with a different taste. I even haven't seen them in nursery. Probably about 20 years ago, I saw them at like Home Depot. Even Home Depot, a lot of places don't really have that much in seeds or vegetable stuff. It's mostly all flowers now. I don't know why that is. Even grocery stores that used to sell seeds don't sell them no more. Unfortunately, my favorite nursery, they closed up. They bulldozed the building and everything, so there's no more nursery. They're probably going to build apartments or condos. But they used to have all kinds of shit. I mean, this place was probably about half the size of Lowe's, but inside, outside, they had all kinds of shit. Stuff that you wouldn't find in other nurseries. But more people want to buy food from the stores, even though it's not good for you. They don't want to take the time, and grow good, healthy stuff. But that's also good for us, because people like that, we grow, the extra stuff, throw on Facebook for sale, or you can talk to, look for farmers markets, talk to restaurants, talk to, small grocery stores, stuff like that. And you'll find people that want it, especially if you're doing like I'm doing. Since I'm videotaping every step of everything I do, everybody's got to know this stuff's the real deal. It's real organic. There's no chemical fertilizer. I'm using compost, not pot and soil. I'm not using the damn dead dirt in the ground. Like, when you're on a big scale farm like most people, I understand you have to use the fields because it's, you got to weigh profit versus, profit versus, how much you're actually making, you're actually spending and stuff. But since I'm starting off at a small scale, I can do everything I want the way I want it without having to worry about spending $100,000 on trying to buy planters to plant all this stuff in. How do I do it without the old equipment? This way I can do it all and build it up the way I want it so it's very high end, very low maintenance. Like I'm going with sprinklers. I use only, high-end soil. I'm only going to be using the best fertilizers, all organic. It's going to be, it'll be made by myself, but, like certain things right now, I don't have the, ability or the space to do it, like chicken compost. I don't have the space or the time right now to, worry about going to chicken farms, getting it, bring it back. I can't raise chickens here, so I can buy chicken manure or cow manure already ready for it, organic. I don't like going that route, buying that stuff in the store. I'd rather make it and get stuff locally. But like I said, this is a trailer park. I only got a small, we got one of the bigger lots, so, I gotta do what I can do with the best crops I can do right now until I'm eventually making money where I can get another spot to, grow more. So, like I said, it's a lot of work. It's an investment of money. I'm not saying it's going to be free. There is ways to do it close to being free, but, that's usually doing it like a lot of people do is the hope and pray method. Not my thing. I like to know exactly what's going on. Like when I was on break, like I said, I started making a video, and then I realized, I don't have my card in here. So I had to go back in, get the memory card. I took a break and I was looking up on soil monitors. I found one I want. It's not going to be cheap. It was like 11, 16 bucks, something like that each, which sounds cheap. But eventually, I want one in every plant. This way, I can always see what's going on with the dirt temperature, the moisture, the fertilizer, the pH. Everything will be right on my computer. So day or night, anywhere in the world, I'll be able to see everything. Same with the water time. That's going to be another thing I'm going to buy. Is this way so everything can kick on and off with with the water, the pump will be on all the time because the pump will shut off when it's don't have pressure, when it can't release the pressure. So I can set it so when I have the water timer, it'll just screw on to the spigot, and then after that it'll be another end where you usually stick a hose. I stick the adapter for my watering kit, and then I'll be able to set time anytime I want. If I need it to come on earlier one day, I can just hit it. Let's say I'm out at my sister's house and it's extremely hot. and I think it needs to be watered a little earlier or longer or whatever. I can automatically adjust it. I don't have to come out, fiddle with stuff. You know, I wake up, I find out it's going to rain today. I don't need it to run. I can just automatically shut everything down, and it's good to go. Now, with the technology we got now, even buying, you know, the cheaper residential stuff makes life so much easier. Even if, you know, even if you only have one of them, and it'll give you a, you know, a garden or whatever, it'll give you a rough estimate of what the whole field's like because of one spot.